What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Phones, Drones, and Tech. I'm Original Dobo, and if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button at the end of this video. I'm finally doing it, my desk setup tour for 2018. It's taken me a long time to make this video because I have made a lot of changes. I literally can't stop changing my desk setup. Finally, I think I've gotten it just the way I wanted it, so I wanted to share with you all sort of how I make my videos and sort of what my desk looks like, because usually all you see is like behind and you just see a chair. So let's get into the video. So last year I had the same desk, which was the IKEA Bacant. The only difference this year was that I made some changes to the desk. I modified the center and I drilled out a hole, put a grommet in there so I could run my cable in for my wires from my mouse, keyboard, and my mouse pad. I just hate having wires dangling across the desk, so this just keeps everything nice and clean. You'll notice that there's a computer on the desk. I didn't have that on the desk last year. I recently switched over to Premiere Pro CC, and honestly, I love it. I absolutely love it. And because of that, I'm able to use a computer now, and I really don't have a need for a Mac. I was able to build myself a ridiculous gaming setup, which also dual purpose, acts as an editing rig, and it's powered by the Ryzen 2600X. I'll do a separate video on that build later on. Off to the left-hand side, I do still have a laptop. I recently got rid of my MacBook and I went with the Dell XPS 15. And yeah, I like it. It's got a 4K screen, dedicated graphics, lots of RAM. It's just a beast, and it's getting the job done when I'm traveling. You'll notice the monitors. I said that I love these monitors so much that I would buy a second one, and I did just that. So this is the HP 27X. I'll go ahead and put a card up here for the review I did on these monitors. They're really fantastic. They're a 1080p monitor, but 144 Hertz refresh rate. Makes it great for playing Fortnite or any other game that I come across. Moving up on top of the monitor, I still am using the 922 webcam. Honestly, this is probably the best bang for buck webcam. If you're just streaming in 1080p, you're not gonna find a better webcam. Logitech really outdid themselves with this webcam, and it really shows with the quality of video that it produces. To the left of that, I have the Razer Siren X mic. Whew, that was a mouthful. And I chose this mic for a couple of reasons. One, it's designed for streaming. Two, it does a really good job of sort of muting the keys from my keyboard pretty well, or at least I think it does. People have told me otherwise, but I think it does a great job, and the audio is always clear. Not only that, it's about $20 less than the Blue Yeti, and everybody uses the Blue Yeti, and I just couldn't find myself using it. It also has a mute switch and a volume switch on it as well, so it works super well. I have that attached to a mount, a boom mic. I had to sort of customize this to make this work for this mic, but once it was all said and done, the results are solid. Moving over to my desktop peripherals, I use the SteelSeries Apex 750 keyboard, which is a combination. It's not like a cherry red switch, it's like their own proprietary switches. I find them very comfortable. I love the key travel, and it just works super well. To the right of that, I have my SteelSeries Gaming Mouse 600. And I love this mouse for the reason that I can adjust the weight in it, and it just feels so comfortable and smooth. It's probably the best mouse I've ever used. Underneath that, I have the Gaming Apex mouse pad, and honestly, this mouse pad is just overkill. It's got RGB. I just wanted it because it looked cool. And then sitting on the desktop, I have an Elgato Thunderbolt 3 dock. I use this for the Mac, and it's a fantastic dock, but it doesn't charge my Dell XPS. So it's sort of a moot point. I can connect it to the monitors, but what's the point? Because I have my computer here, but when I do want to edit with my laptop, it can't charge it at the same time. So I'm honestly contemplating selling the Thunderbolt 3 dock from Elgato. It works great with Mac. It's just not working well with my XPS. So if you or anybody wants the Thunderbolt 3 dock, I'm gonna give a ridiculous deal on it. I'm probably gonna sell it for like 200 bucks. And they're $300 normally. So hit me up in the comment section. If you have a Mac, you're looking at the Thunderbolt 3 dock and you want it, 200 bucks, it's yours. Power in this whole setup sound, I really didn't get a good shot of it, but it's just a single Anker Bluetooth speaker, and it works really well. Most of the time I am using headphones, and SteelSeries 150 Siberias are what I use for gaming. And then I use Audio-Technica MTH M50s for my audio that I sort of just listen through and process my sound. I also have a set of Audio-Technica wireless headphones that I use for my XPS and also when I'm traveling. So audio is fully covered with 3 different types of headphones that I sort of float back and forth with. Also, you'll find on the desk, I do have a Amazon Echo Spot. It works really well. I like it. I like the fact that I can see my front yard, my Ring cameras, and I can control all my lights. I think it's honestly a staple in any office at this point. For my chair, I'm using the Orosi Toretta XL. Yeah, it is the XL version, but honestly, with a gaming chair, you sort of want that extra space because they feel really confined if you don't use the XL version. Overall, it's super comfortable, looks good. It doesn't go very high, but honestly, I can just lower the desk down if I need it to, but it just feels good. It's probably my favorite chair, and I'm just glad it doesn't squeak. Cable management on this desk is managed pretty well. I'm really happy with this setup right now, but again, it's 2018. This will probably change in 2019. As always, guys, stay original. I'll see you next time.